Thank you, everyone. So I will just going to summarize. I'm not going to take Tom a long time. If I have to talk, I can talk for hours. So far we have, in a nutshell, addressed like philosophy of LM, and then some introduction. Ronnie explained about the fine-tuning mechanism. Then Ikra said prompting, and others have also talked about the prompting. Ayush said ethical robustness consideration, and Samir also touched it. Vector database explained by Arun and others. Then last skill training by Suyog, parametric fine tuning by Ronnie. But this is not the whole LLM. The direction where the LLM is moving is like adding the multimodality, and we already saw that GPT-4 is having image and text and audio, video, and many other more is going to come. Then working with more languages simultaneously rather than only prompt in one language. Then the debate of biasness, fairness will keep on going, and it's similar to the world is trying to make our life more secure, but there are hackers, thieves, and everyone comes up, and we make more secure system, then more people try to find a way to break the system. So LLM world, this biasness, fairness, hallucination problem will exist. And more research will be there, more way to do the jailbreaking, more ethical consideration will come into life. And this to and fro until and unless this technology become mature and become so integrated into our life like internet that we are not thinking about security and privacy anymore. Then the privacy concern will be the case. Then the discussion about doing this on a low resource environment for the low resource language, like Samir was mentioning, UNESCO identified 7,312 languages as language in the world. And if you go by the how many people are speaking language, there are 100 over languages are there, 112 languages are there, where number of speakers are only less than 10. Then we also have low research language like Sami, and Sami has 10 different type of dialects, and total Sami speaker are 80,000. And if you go by, so there are 8,000 speaker per dialect, roughly like that. So like that, many low resource languages are there. So, and customizing LLM for user specific tasks. So this is the area where industry is moving. I have been talking to many startups, and there are more than 30 to 40,000 generative AI startups are at the moment started in the US. And if we take all over the world, roughly 60 to 80,000 generative AI startups are there. And majority of them are doing the fine tuning for a domain specific task. Means, for example, someone is doing hiring, and for hiring, they need to use LLM for doing a better hiring. For example, someone just came to me saying that they have tons of images and they just want to search and sort the images for a particular person. So one student in our course, they are building this LLM based application or generative AI based application where out of millions of images, if I say tiger, then it is going to search the images of tiger and then find it and zip it and write the metadata related to tiger and keep it. So that kind of specific application at the moment the ChatGPT cannot do, and explainability and interpretability will be the case, and the research is going to go on. Now, zero shot hybrid model, there will be multiple models. Already people are using for LLM inferencing, not a single model. They are using multiple LLMs like prompt of prompt, then LLM to LLM to LLM people are using and going to use. But what area we are going to go forward is that the technology which is supporting the LLM advancement, which is specialized hardware accelerator, which Suyog explained that from Microsoft, from Mosaic ML, and many other people are coming up with, like Qualcomm has just released last week that they can do LLM inferencing. First token you can get back on their phone, Adreno GPU, in 2.2 seconds. So a phone GPU is a very small device. It's not high power A100 or even a high power GPU. And the major thrust we are going to see in the world is quantum computing. So at the moment, hot favorite startup is quantum computing. It is not LLM startup anymore. Right now, the investors are investing in quantum computing, and with the time, in a few years, the quantum computing can give millions of speed up in capability. Like what we see, we need A100 GPU of multiple thousands of A100 GPU. Probably one quantum computer can do the GPT-4 training, trillions of parameters within few days. So that is the world going forward. And then energy efficient hardware. Then EU, UK has already started in a big way to bring up the legal framework. So they came up with, I was very happy that EU came up with AI Act, which is going to be the law next year. And they came up with ethical practice. The UK has already bring up more than 20 reports and guidelines on AI in ethics. And then eventually we are going towards the AI regulation. When it will happen, how much it will happen, not sure, because the law takes longer time to make it. And sometimes if you make a law too fast, it is going to take long time for people to accept it. And sometimes the law acceptance can take even 200 years. The market, if you see, everyone is head on with the foundational model training, and training a foundational model is $10 million job. And these companies are there on foundational model. A majority of the investment, like around $85 billion investment, has been done only in foundational model based company. And then there are companies who are using LLM and the generative AI for data annotation, then application development, or providing the platform for application development, on prompt engineering, the AI-based development platform. People are trying to making use of LLM very efficiently. It should be click-based. Even our normal person sitting, just like we make a PowerPoint. In past, making a presentation used to be a headache. You need to call an artist to make the graphics. But with a PowerPoint, we are able to make very cool graphics. And if we add DALL-E and generative AI into the picture, we are creating a kind of graphics where you need to put millions. And we just click, we are getting it. And then there are companies like Desai and Neural Magic is there who are making the hardware aware optimization. Then the security aspect, and then there are companies are there who are also coming up with transparency to judge whether your LLMs or AI is transparent, ethical, follow the fairness principle or 7 ethical guideline of EU or not. So there are companies, consultancies are coming. So this direction the market is heading. Where is Europe? So I had a big headache. Like when I used to think that I just need one laptop to do my research, but last 1 year, I don't feel like it. So last 1 year, I feel like that if we have to do AI research into the forefront, then I need compute power. And we do have a couple of compute power, but they are not enough. For example, if you go by the top 5 supercomputer in the world, so there is a top 500 list, Europe has 3 of them. So above Berzelius, there is only one is there, which is in the EU. So if you count the capacity of more than 350 petaflops, EU has 1,700 petaflop supercomputer. And LUMI system, which has been talked about. So LUMI is a consortium from 7 countries, right?
Yeah.
7 countries.
No, I think so.
7 country, and Norway is a part of it. It is in Finland. So if you think it has a 550 petaflops peak performance, and Bergelius has came up with 300 petaflops, and Leonardo in Italy has again with 250 petaflops. Now, if you see the number of GPU, 13,000 GPUs in 250 petaflop system. And if you go for AMD chip, 360,000 AMD EPIC CPUs are there in Lumi. Now, this kind of system, if you see the cost, 144 million for Lumi, 240 million euro for Leonardo, this has 445 million euro. Now, it is a time to work together by the different country rather than going alone, my computer, my server, my laptop. If you cannot come together, and luckily you has founded this joint operation in 2019, and they have put 7 billion euro for time period of 5 to 6 years. And under this, all these systems are getting built up and more are going to come. But moving forward, this all system need to get connected because the time is coming. 500 petaflops is not enough. We may need 1 million of petaflops system. That is a time coming. Yes. Yes, I am writing a proposal to bring a consortium to get infrastructure in Norway. It is unfair that Finland have, Sweden have, and Norway doesn't have its own.
Well, isn't that kind of the opposite direction of what we just talked about?
No, it is not the opposite direction. It is the direction like you need to get, if you make the centralization, the effectiveness, so the world is working better because the world is democratic. If we try to make things really centralized and power is with one few people, then the advancement will not happen. Like I have seen getting access to Saga, 2 weeks I am trying, I'm taking time to figure out what to put, how to write an application to get application submitted to Saga. The system is not there that we can straight away go on and start doing it. I want to lead the effort that Norway should have a say rather than giving the baton to Finland or Sweden to other countries. We should have it.
But use it like we do have a say. We have NVIS, which
we need more.
Yes.
My point is that
we're in the process of getting funding for another system. A2 could be.
So that is the consortium I'm trying to target, the national infrastructure in the Norway level as well as European level infrastructure. So this month I'm traveling many places and talking to many people just to bring people for this kind of infrastructure problem. Like Leonardo, the access to Leonardo is only 24 hours. If you need access to Leonardo, only 24 hours you are going to get an access. And every 24 hours, you have to save your checkpoints of the training. And then next 24 hours, again, you can upload from that checkpoint. So that is also a bottleneck. One way it is good that many people can use it, but other way it can be a bottleneck, right? It can loss of time. Bergelius have not yet started, has just came up. The access is still there pending. Now the Lumi is working. UIT has access to Lumi, and I didn't knew that UIT has access, but I did knew that Norway has around 1.5 million GPU hours with Lumi, and more systems are coming up, but EU should be united to bring their infrastructure together because the requirements, not only for researcher, we have the SMEs in our country who needs access to these things. They really can't afford. First of all, the cost of manpower in Europe is very high. And if the compute they have to pay, they won't be able to survive and they won't be able to sustain. So the need of SME to access to these things is also needed. Not only the researchers, because they need to create the job. And if jobs are not created, our country will have a problem. So with that,
So the researchers working in the field of LLM, not like in
anything, it's a compute structure. It's compute structure, not only the foundational model training. Foundational model training, only 20-25 people will do. Not the whole world is going to do. But the inferencing time and then fine-tuning time, the development time, they need this access. And without access, the startup will not survive.
so the SMEs, a small, medium.
Yes, small, medium enterprise need access to this kind of setup. And they need support credits to access this kind of setup. Otherwise, they won't be surviving.
So some kind of unified system.
Yes.
Where you can where you have a problem and you just submit something and you will just be placed on whichever
Yes.
system is most suitable.
Yeah,
That's called Night, and that's on its way.
I am not aware of it. I need to talk to you more.
Yeah, you do.
I have to schedule a meeting with you and talk to you more because I have just started that I am to build a consortium and bring people together to build the system for others to use.
Yeah, that's exactly
Like-
what we're doing.
Next week, I'm going Trondheim. The other week, I'm going Helsinki just to bring people. I had been to Amsterdam.
Yeah, but we have a Norwegian startup on that. So which UIT is part of, which is called Night. And that's going to build a layer on top, Norwegian AI cloud, by the way.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's, for instance, if you submit something to there, it could go to
Yeah.
Ruby or it could go to Saga or.
Yeah, so the point is that need to be connected rather than
Yeah.
they need to work separate. Yes,
How is it spelled?
yeah.
NIC. Oh, okay. I was
So with this, I say thanks to my power, my team, who has worked so hard to get it. And with this, we can say thank you, end of the day. And thanks to others for whom I don't have pictures. Okay, so there are others, like I am also not
If you
there.
want your picture to be on the website, please do slide behind. If you look closely, that's a.
So this is me. This is me.